Well, I understand Kaizen deals with change, with good change, incremental change. And we're talking about sustaining change, about new approaches, and how do you actually get results?
Yeah, absolutely. These are some very common complaints that we hear. And what I'm going to say is that you're not going to have any change if the organization hasn't learned. And so we're right back to Bloom's taxonomy of knowledge all the way to evaluation and really ask the question, what's your standard work? And then how many times did your team practice a standard work? Because usually teams that don't have sustained results and don't really have a really big step change, they haven't done those two things. So that's pretty significant.
So why TGG? What do you do different?
I think that something unique about us is we have a continuum. We have Q and A, which we already talked about, the quality of the change,
Sure.
time to acceptance of the change is equal to the effectiveness, but we put as much emphasis on the soft skills as we do really some of the tool application within statistics. And so it's very important to understand that most things that stall really is because of the culture doesn't really have a lot of buy-in, and that's really what we see. So the graph that we have is typically we have just do it and workouts or different types of events or workshops that we execute whenever we know what to do. I've got a problem, go fix it. As we go up the continuum, we go into Kaizen and RCFA, which is root cause failure analysis. We move up through DMAIC and all the way to strategic projects. And you'll notice about what's different about these different types of projects. The problems go from simple to very complex. We go from very small teams to very large teams. And then lastly, individuals learning to whole larger groups of cross-functional people needing to learn. And so I think that that approach is very unique to us.
You know, in my work as a coach, it's amazing how often I run into the challenges associated with problems with the soft skills, with the individual being able to step up and step out and deal with change. How do you work with that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the biggest thing is really just to involve them in the analysis. We were actually working in a warehouse, and this was actually in Oregon, and through a Kaizen event saved $250,000 of inventory simply because we actually engaged the team to figure out really a better place to store it and a better system to manage it. The other story I would tell is in Mississippi, we asked a shipping manager trying to involve them, really where their slow moving inventory was. And until we had the data, he couldn't see that 30% of all the inventory that was in front of a shipping docks was sleeping money. It was dead inventory. And so those two, impacts are very significant from a Kaizen standpoint.